Hello, everybody. Sorry for the 2 minutes being late, but you know how it is. Sometimes I'm waiting for a while for YouTube to let me go in. So anyway, I wanted to show you real quick how to do a nice combination of colors, and that would do a good eye-catching effect, especially if you're vending. That will be very, very good, because people will stop and look at your stuff. But anyway, what I have here is a turquoise-ish blue, and you can do all these using your scrap glaze, and then a beige. And you can get the beige if you have burnt sienna. You can use the burnt sienna, but if you don't have burnt sienna, just mix in with white, a pinch of red, a pinch of green, and a pinch of yellow. And depending on how dark it comes out, you can add more white or not. So what we are going to use is this too, and of course the white and the black. In case you are newer to my channel and you haven't seen that before, watched that before, I am going to post here. What the? Of course. Okay, hello and sorry for being late. I didn't notice until after a few minutes that for some reason YouTube keeps pushing all my stuff to private. And I was talking here to myself, and I'm like, why is nobody on, and why doesn't it say that I have subscribers only mode? And then I went and I checked, and sure enough, it had put it on my private. I always have to go back and check, because it will, and this time I didn't, because it will everything. Sometimes I upload stuff for public view and it pushes it back to private. It's horrible. Anyway, so what I have here is a light blue, and if you have turquoise, you can just mix like half and half turquoise and white. If not, you can mix like a quarter, remember the 1.5 cutter, a quarter of white with ultramarine blue, and 3/4, so 1 part of ultramarine blue to 3 parts of white. And here I have a beige. If you don't have beige, you can make it by mixing a pinch of pretty much equal quantities, red, green, and yellow. And then out of that, again, 1 part of that mixed to 3 parts of white, and you'll get this beige if you don't have any beige. And then I'm going to use white and black and just a little bit of gold. So to get to it, I'm going to get the beige and the blue, so I can get 2 equal parts out of it. And then I'm going to get the, so this is on the thicker setting, and then I'm going to get my black and the white on the thinnest setting that I can get. It does help when you want to do the thinner setting if you change the gears, you know. It definitely helps. And I'm not going to use a lot of white. It will be double the black than the white. But as I said, these will be on the thinnest settings possible. And I'm still experiencing some lateness because of my garden thing. Because I don't know how it is where you are, but I know that a lot of the country has experienced this. But okay, so you don't want to necessarily obtain the mica shift on the gold. But we've had a lot of rain lately, so I'm trying to get caught up with all my gardening stuff in between rainy days. So yesterday I had some people who came to cut some branches of my mimosa tree because we had one of those storms that we had broke quite a bit of branches, and now I have some branches that are practically laying on my roof. And you know, when you're trying to kill weeds and saplings, it's not helping when you have a lot of rain, because you cannot. The only way I can deal with it right now is to just put Roundup on it, because I'm not able anymore to just be bending and pulling saplings. But that's not working when all you have is rain. Okay, so I got 2 of these. Then I'm going to try and get about the same size. As you can see, this is only 1.5 as long, but it's like that for a reason. And oops, and I am going to get the white as well. So remember, the white and the black are on the thinnest setting possible on the machine. On my machine that would be a 9 on the make-ins. So it all depends on what brand of machine you have. So I am going to sandwich the white between the black, but one thing I'm going to do is break up some pieces of gold. And just place them here and there. And then this will go again on the thickest setting. On the thinnest setting. Sorry, not the thickest. Okay, It's a little bit longer than I actually needed, but it's okay. All right, now we are going to start stacking. And this is one of the simplest possible ones. So you see I'm putting one blue, one beige, and in between I'm placing the sandwiched black and white. And I'm going to top it off with another black and white sandwich. So that way when I thin it out and then stack it, there's still going to be a black and white sandwich in between the top and the bottom. So I'm going to start thinning it out. I'm going only in one direction, but you need to flip your stack over because otherwise only the top one is going to get wider. As you go with the roller, you'll notice that the top one is getting elongated while the bottom one stays behind. So this is why you need to keep flipping over. And I'm trying to not let it go too wide. So very gently keep working on it. And one thing, if you haven't watched before, if you're newer to my channel and you haven't watched before, I have a mini series about mokume gane that explains, I'm going to link it in the chat, that explains how to choose your colors, how to thin out the layers, and how thick your layers should be, and also some examples between stacked mokume gane, I mean the difference of stacked mokume gane and stamped mokume gane, because there are two different things. Practically, mokume gane, as I explained in a short history of the first video of that series, mokume gane is actually a Japanese steel and metal in general technique in which various metals of different colors are layered one on top of the other, thinned out, and then various deformations applied to them, and then you get all these beautiful patterns on the metal. And this is pretty much the idea on the polymer clay mokume gane. Okay, now I'm going to get it through the pasta machine on the thicker setting. Let me check it first, because I might not have to. Yes, I definitely do have to. It's not thin enough. Generally speaking, you want your layers in a stacked mokume gane to be at least 1 millimeter thick, and here you see that they are thicker than 1 millimeter. If you can see, I mean definitely thicker than 1 millimeter. So I'm going to get them through the pasta machine on the thicker setting. to stack it. Yeah, I'm really bad. I usually do a lot of eyeballing. Generally because I always have no idea what I did with my ruler. Alrighty. And it all depends on how big you want your stuff to be and how much you want to do. But one thing that is one of the biggest recommendations I make to you is to invest in a very thin, flexible blade. The ones, I do have one in my Amazon influencer store, but the ones that I recommend the most are, and it's pretty much the same brand, but in my influencer store I only have the 8-inch blade. I don't have the 4-inch blade, but these you can get at Polyclay Play, and please don't forget to use my affiliate code. They are still a bit under $5, and you get a short one and an 8-inch one. This is great for shaving, and this is great for cutting canes, and not just canes but also stacks. Now what you need to do, we are going to do that deformation I was telling you about, and you can use the blunt side of your blade, or you can use an old credit card or a gift card or something of that nature. Oh look, here's my ruler as I was looking around for stuff. Anyway, and remember also, if you haven't watched before, if you give me just a second, and you are a more or a newer, more of a beginner into polymer clay, I have I need to do a new one, because in the meantime some new colors and brands have come on the market. But here's a video I made earlier about what clays to pick and which clays are good for what. In the mokume gane, especially if you want the stacking type mokume gane, you do want a softish clay, and the best for that would be Cernit is not bad for it, it's fairly soft. Primo is good, and Soufflé is very good. So what we want to do is a type of grid-like cut, and we are going, but an irregular grid cut, okay? So, and why do you need a soft one? Because as you deform, it's going to kind of drag from the color, pulling it down, while if you do this with a firmer clay like Fimo Professional, it's not going to drag that much. So I'm going to actually use something that is thicker as well. Let me see if I have anything here, because this is what I intend to do. I might not be able to, but okay, this is something thicker. It's a thicker cutter. I use this for this would be a jello or custard mold, but I use it for boxes. So I'm going to use this, because the thicker one will kind of pull. Okay, so as I said, not even. I don't want this to be very even. So as you can see, I have a shorter one and a longer one. And then I'm going to get these fairly close to each other. And then this. And why not give it one here too? Alrighty. And because I wanted something a little bit thicker than the back of the blade. And you already can see the deformation pattern. And you can make a, hello, you can make a brighter blue if you want, just plain pure turquoise. I would still suggest, but again, watch that series, especially the part where I explain the colors. Another thing that you can use is alizarin crimson with cadmium yellow. So replace the blue with alizarin crimson and the beige with the cadmium yellow. But do the sandwich backwards, black between white, okay? Because it will create a completely different type of pattern. But yeah, you can actually use this thing for practically almost any type of. Just a second, I just realized that all my mirrors are in the oven. I didn't clean them. I didn't remove what I had baked on them. So yeah, and again, I should after the first week of June, I should be done with my gardening stuff. Well, of course, except for watering whenever needed. And I'm going to make sure my blade is nicely wiped with Armor All, so I don't have issues cutting. And let's see what we got here. Okay, for latecomers, I'm sorry if I was late, but for some reason YouTube got and I want this to be a little bit wider. Okay, so I'm going to cut thicker chunks. But again, this is a very easy way to practice on your mokume, stacked mokume gane. Okay, I got it. I usually don't like the very ends, so let me get this a little bit wider. If you want the black and the white to be more prominent, you can make them a little bit thicker than this. But your pearlescent will not show up like a pearlescent unless you widen this up much more, and it will show up practically only after you either buff, sand and buff, or varnish or resin. But as you can see, you can also obtain a type of ocean-like if you use different colors of different hues of blue. Like if you would go from a turquoise to get a turquoise, okay, and then mix in it some white, then another turquoise and mix in it some green, and another turquoise and mix in it some green and ultramarine blue, and use those for the stacks, but do not use black and white. Use white and white pearl. So you'd have the white sandwiched between white pearl. So as you can see, it is very easy to obtain. So this will be a little bit more subdued. And honestly, I'm doing this specific color combination because I promised a friend I'm going to make her a pair of earrings with this color combination. It took me a while to get this exact color combination. And I will be also be putting soon up something about you know, the regular bandanas that are so common in the American culture, the red with the beigeish whitish paisley prints. Yeah, my best friend found actually a purse like that. It's leather. I mean, we are not sure if it's leather or pleather or whatever, but and the thing is that I made a while ago. Let me actually find it. Okay. Oh, maybe it was. Oh. There was. I'm trying to remember. Let me see if it's in my maybe it's in my necklaces playlist. There was a bib necklace that looked like a kerchief. It actually had imitation fabric. Let me see if it is here. I have a necklaces playlist, and if it is there, no, it is not there. I will have to search it. I completely forgot how I named it. Oh yeah, I found it. I did find it. Okay, it is this one. And this specific necklace that I am trying to show you here, let me get towards the end so you can see it finished. I gave it to her as a gift, and everywhere she goes, everybody is admiring it. She actually had a couple people wanted to buy it off of her. But she asked me if I could do a similar one, you know, with the fabric look, like this one, but with that bandana a print. And I said I will. And as you can see, I did on the edges. I also did 4 stitching. So I am going to put that up soon. But anyway, This I'll probably make the pair of earrings and then make a short and show you how it is with a photo of the outfit it's supposed to go with. But this is, I thought of showing you the whole easy peasy technique of getting this specific pattern. So again, it depends on the color. This looks way more how can I call it, more eye-catching if you use a more vivid colors, like what I told you with the alizarin crimson and cadmium yellow. But I wanted to do it this way because her stuff has these colors. She's a very pastelish kind of person. But anyway, you got the technique. I hope you try it. It's like an extended and irregular retro cane type of stuff. But still, once you put the resin on it, you do have a few sparkles here and there from that gold clay. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you on Sunday, and I'll try to put up something before that. And also I'm gonna go again through my videos to see what else did YouTube knock off to private. Okay, thank you so much once again, and I shall see you next Sunday, hopefully with a much longer thing, because I shouldn't be in that much work anymore, garden work anymore as I am now. Thank you. I love you all. See you next Sunday.